Tell me, are you ready to find your weird way? Weird was a concept that was spoken of long ago. It meant fate, it meant destiny, it meant your path in life. I'm your host, Dean Bentley, and I am here to explore how you can connect to your own path in life, to know the essence of your own soul, to connect to that single spark that lives within the deepest recesses of your being that says, "This is why I am here," to go beyond the limitations, the constrictions of the modern world, and open you to the possibilities and the potentiality of what is possible within this world. Join me as we dive deep on the Weird Way. Welcome back, Weird Wayers. It has been a little while since I've jumped on, and I'm just feeling a little bit tender, a little bit soft as I'm coming to you now. And that feels like the perfect time to be recording this episode. I've been wondering, what do I wish to share? What is alive right now? And over the last month, there has been this journey I've been feeling myself embark upon. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit of that in this episode because I feel the tenderness of that, the rawness, the realness, the coming back home that this has required, where I've allowed myself to slow and to feel the gentle grief upon my heart, to feel the rage and the fury of the waves that rip across it. And it's required a tenderness to meet myself. And so often I come here with the intent of I wish to share something so that you receive some value from my words. As for those that listen, I appreciate and I love that you take the time and the energy to hear these words. And today, tonight, I'm recording for me, myself, because there's been a rage bubbling, a frustration, and beneath that there is grief. And this is a gentle reminder of the power of grief. I finished a 3-day training over the weekend, Amplify, which was beautiful, beautiful experience where I got to create and land a deeper part of the body of work that I continue to see myself creating at the moment. And in that, I've felt the frustration of what I see and what I have done as well, and this invitation for a depth of change within myself, an initiation. I've been mapping out 3 different stages of growth, of transformation, of vision, and I've felt myself descending within. And this isn't something that a lot of people talk about. It's not something that I can make sexy, that I can make really intense or marketable. And that has been the frustration, the robbing of the sacred to market or make it relatable, to make it so that another person will understand. And I see the bastardization of this work and a deep rage within myself where we take the sacred and we twist it to conform and contort it to a lens so people will understand. And I see how I've done that over and over. And I've had to come into relationship with those parts of myself I have neglected or self-abandoned upon this path of creating a business, of creating something on in this world. And what so often I see as robbing the essential essence of what we are here to create. And I share this because I know I'm not the only one. How many of us have an intent one here to serve, one here to create beauty. And it gets distorted by what we have to do to make it in this world, to live, to share, to create something, to try and create impact or change or a vision. And I feel myself done with that. I feel the small, subtle layers where I've rejected myself to make it more likable, to make it so people will understand or see me in a certain light, where I've wanted to create a result or get somewhere. And this constant need to be getting somewhere, the rush, the feeling that there is more, that if there is somewhere else but now. And that is the pain. It is my pain, and I see the pain of the world of trying to make it another way, and the frustration that it is not so, the grief that we are not there yet, and that we must save this world. But is that the way? Because that has been my journey. I saw the frustration, the anger that so many go disconnected from themselves, that do not slow to enjoy the simplicity of being, that forget to smell the flowers. And I've done that. I still do that. I'm not perfect. I am no guru. I am no incarnate of God. And though I have tried, though I've had the illusion that I am here for so much, and this isn't to minimize or downplay the mission and the impact, but it's to bring it back to simplicity, to know my own role within this place rather than try and do it all, to focus on myself and to give myself the grace and knowing that I get to be here and be me. And I thought after complete and amplify something that was so close to my heart, it would fuel me, it would allow me to take bravely the next steps, to declare to the world, this is what I am here for. And it is, but yet I do not feel a declaration of my own greatness. I feel a declaration of calling people back home to ask ourselves, are we living the way that we want? And to acknowledge the way we are not, to be with the grief of the dissonance between what we desire and where we are, because that is the way through. There is so much force within this world, force for it to be another way, force for it to be different, force for it to be anything but this, not this, not this, we tell ourselves, I tell myself. For what? For the illusion, for it to be another way. And in that, miss the grief that our hearts call to us that says, this is not it. This is not the way. And so I ask for a softness, I ask for a gentleness, I ask for a calling back home to that place within. For these words may touch you or they may not. It is not about that. This is a prayer for our humanity, a prayer for the possibility of being human, of not needing to be more, of not needing to make the impact or the purpose that has been an illusion to the idea that you must strive, that you must do so much, that you must push yourself beyond and stretch and stretch and stretch until you break. Is that truly the way? For it is not my way. I do not long for that. My heart longs for the simplicity and the utter beauty of being, for the knowing and the peace that I get to live another day, to find the soft embrace within my lover's hands, and to slow down so that I may enjoy the passing day and watch as the sun rises and as the sun sets. And it is in grief I find this, the simplicity, the ability to be. For yes, there is anger, there is frustration of the things that have to be done, of the ways that we have disconnected from ourselves, that I have disconnected from myself to make it through, to get by. And yet, for what? To be caught in the race to the next fin, the next image, the next vision, the next distance upon the horizon. And yet we still seek. We get there and then there is another. Why, oh why? Why have we forgotten the simplicity, the ease, the beauty, the grace, forcing our way to the next and the next, again and again? But that cannot be the way. I saw my work in a new lens, things I have taught and taught again, the lessons that I share, and they are landed deeper home. They invited me into my own initiation, saying, Dean, you wish to share this, you wish to preach this. And so who must you be to preach? For the question upon my heart has been, how can I serve more deeply? How can my message reach others? How, how can I show there's another way? And it does not seem through grand gestures, a declaration of my own greatness. It seems forged, false ideals and false prophets propped up on stages that are not real, brands dissociated and disconnected. Can we not come home to the simplicity of our own humanness? Not to be the savior or the one that does it all, that is the man or is the woman that is so refined and defined, that has cast out all doubt or insecurity. Can instead we bathe in who we are, bathe in ourself, in our own being, and fall ever in love with that. For so long I had thought I had to be more. I tried to be more. And each time I fell from the graces like Icarus fallen from the skies, because I tried to prop myself upon something that was not real, that was not me, that was a false ideal of who I thought I had to be. And each time I learned to come home to the grief upon my heart, to the subtle layers of being, to the gentle grace of who I am. And there I find my peace, my security, my knowing. It has not been in the money in my account, the clients that I have, a relationship even that I love. It has been when I've met that grief, when I've sat with it and given it time, when I've said, "You're welcome, the pain is welcome. I do not need to run. I do not need to hide. I do not need to turn away and shut away and push and suppress and repress what was so sacred." And that is what is here. That is what is here in the now. And my heart beats for that message, for the simple reminder that we get to be ourselves. The pain of that separation has been my own known, my own curse, and my own gift. It has been my journey to come home, to acknowledge the ways I have abandoned myself for ideas that if I am that way, then I will get what I want. That then there will be something else. And each time I tried that, I failed. I plummeted from the skies and I landed in the humble embrace of this world where I find myself. And I do not ask that you throw it away, your dreams, your vision, your calling, but I ask you give it space. The part of you that screams and shouts and is frustrated by what you have to do to just get by, that is annoyed and scared and wishing that there was another way. For all the ways that you have sacrificed and still you find yourself in this position in time, unfulfilled, without the success you desire. Was it worth it? Was it worth it to sacrifice that essence of you that calls in the night, that essence that is your soul? And perhaps it speaks loud and it throttles at the cage that you have created because you have. I know it because I did it to myself. I've done it again and again, declaring, no, this is a way. This is the idea within my mind, and this is who I should be, and how I should present, and how I should sound, and what I should do. And each time I learn that is not the way. The way is here. The way is home through the heart. And that will involve the grief of leaving yourself, the grief of separating from yourself for something else, for something outside, thinking that will give you what you want. It never will. I've learned that time and time again, whether it be the money, success, it was never it. It was never it. And the only way is the way home, the way to your heart. And that involves slowness, tenderness. There is no other way. There is no magic pill that says, here you are fixed now. For the grief is the idea that you were broken. We have been lied to. We have been psychologized and pathologized in the sense that you are broken, that there is something wrong with who you are, and you must fix who you are. No, that is a lie. That is a lie you have been told, which has kept you separated from your heart. My friend, come home. Come home to your heart, that gentle beat. Throw all the rest away, the ideas, the stories, the constant need for something more. For grief is the way home. It guides you. It allows you to enter into the innermost cave where perhaps you have been scared to look, scared to see, scared to be. For if you go there, you must admit to yourself the pains you have caused, the suffering you have created, the moments of disconnect you have caused. You must see the pain you have caused your partner, the pain you have caused yourself, and the pain you have caused those you say you love the most. And I do not say that to blame. No, 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 not to blame, but as the invitation, as the way home. Can you sit with that without judgment, without contraction, and say you too are welcome because you know it in your heart. You know the pain you cause yourself. You know the pain you cause another. You feel it all, even if you wished you didn't. You must sit in that well that threatens to consume, and you wonder if you can come up for air upon entering. For this is the death of who you were. For in grief you will find yourself, and instead of weakness you shall find strength, and knowing of who you are, as the grief like a river through rocks slowly wears away the layers, you too will wear away that which is not you. And in the flowing, in the gentle grief that courses through the veins, you will find yourself. You will find who you are. You'll find the way your heart beats. You will find the ways you shut your heart out of fear of this world, fear of love, fear of what would happen if you let it all go. Fear and fear is always the invitation home. And when you sit with it, and when you allow it, you will see the grief in your heart, and you will know it to be the way, for there is no other. There is no other. And I wish I could tell you there is another way. A way where you do not have to face the pain, where you do not have to see it all, but there is no other. There is no way to avoid. You can run, but it will come. And the more you run, the quicker it shall come. So your choice is if you turn and face it and meet it and say, I will run no more. I will let this pass through me. And if it destroys me, let it destroy me. For it is not you it destroys. It is who you think you are, the idea of who you think you must be. And in it you may wail and you may cry and you may find yourself wishing that it would stop, that the pain would finally dissolve. But no, not yet. Sit, sit, and be. For here you shall remember. For here you shall find the peace that you seek. And it is here you shall find your home within your heart, the very thing you have sought all along. Go gently, my friend, and let grief show you the way.